We are 70% water and only 30% land. And so really, the availability of fresh water is simply about energy and transport.
We are 70% water and only 30% land. So really, the availability of fresh water is simply about energy and transport. Elon Musk just dropped a bombshell that has everyone talking. He's revealed a mind-blowing new water engine that could change the way we travel and power our world. After years of doubting other ideas and inventing game-changing tech, Musk is now betting big on this eco-friendly breakthrough. So, what's so special about this water engine, and how will it shake things up? Let's dive into how it works and why it might just be the future we've all been waiting for. Before I give you the full details, please subscribe to the channel. In a surprising twist, Musk took to X, the app that used to be Twitter, to announce a massive change for Tesla. For years, he wasn't a fan of hydrogen fuel cells, once even calling them fool cells, but now he's flipping the script. Tesla is ditching batteries and jumping into hydrogen power instead. This curveball came out of nowhere, especially since Musk has always been all about batteries. The switch happened because Tesla hit some roadblocks, making their big 4,680 battery cells, which got Musk rethinking things. And boom, he unveiled the revolutionary water engine as the star of this new direction. This isn't just any engine. It's a total game changer that can make driving cleaner, greener, and more powerful than ever. So, what's the big deal with this water engine, and why is it such a wild idea? Elon Musk, the brain behind Tesla and SpaceX, is a guy obsessed with building a better tomorrow. He's all about jaw-dropping tech that helps the planet while making life cooler. From electric cars to rockets, Musk keeps pushing the limits, and this latest invention might just be his boldest move yet. Stick with us as we unpack this incredible idea and see how it could change everything. Elon Musk didn't just want Tesla to make electric cars. He wanted to flip the whole car world upside down. His big dream was to prove that electric vehicles could zoom faster, feel safer, and be way more fun than old-school gas guzzlers. But it wasn't just about cool cars. Musk was on a mission to kick the world into high gear toward clean, green energy. And with SpaceX, he shot for the stars. Literally. He's all about making space trips cheaper and easier, with the wild goal of setting up camp on Mars. SpaceX's rocket landings and reuse tricks have totally rocked the space game, showing Musk can turn his craziest ideas into real life. Musk's journey in clean energy and transportation is packed with big wins. When Tesla started back in 2003, people laughed. Electric cars were too slow, too weak, they said. But Musk didn't give up. He rolled out the Roadster, Tesla's first car, and jaws dropped. It was fast, it went far, and it showed electric cars could be awesome. Then came the Model S, Model X, Model 3, and Model Y, each one up in the game with better batteries, longer drives, and even cars that can steer themselves a bit. Tesla is now the king of electric vehicles, making them something anyone can use every day. But Musk didn't stop at cars. He's also shaking up how we power our lives. Tesla's Powerwall and solar roofs are like a green energy dream team for your house, catching sunlight and storing it so you don't need dirty fossil fuels. In space, SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket is a total rock star. It lands back on Earth and flies again, slashing the price of blasting off into orbit. Musk's not just dreaming big. He's building a future where we roll, power up, and explore the cosmos, all while keeping the planet happy. Elon Musk's Starlink project is like a superhero move for the internet. He's launched a bunch of satellites into space to blanket the whole planet with fast Wi-Fi. It's another wild way brainchild of changing the game with tech. The water engine is both super cool and super simple. It runs on water to make energy. Unlike old-school engines that guzzle gas and puff out smoke, or electric ones that rely on big batteries, this water engine is in a league of its own. So, how does this magical invention actually work? It all comes down to a clever trick called reverse electrolysis. Normally, electrolysis uses electricity to break water, H2O, into hydrogen, H, and oxygen, O, but Musk's engine flips that idea around. It mixes hydrogen and oxygen back together to create electricity, and the only thing it leaves behind is water vapor. Talk about clean and green. Let's break it down step by step. First, the engine takes in water. Then, with a small zap of energy, it splits the water into hydrogen and oxygen, storing them in separate tanks. When you hit the gas, or in this case, the water pedal, hydrogen flows into a fuel cell. Inside, the hydrogen gets split into tiny protons and electrons. The electrons race around to make electricity that powers the car's motor, while the protons team up with oxygen from the air and transform back into water vapor, which harmlessly floats away. No pollution, no fuss, just pure, smart tech. This water engine is like an energy-making wizard, continuously pumping out electricity as long as it has hydrogen and oxygen to work with. But how does it compare to regular gas engines and electric ones? Pretty impressively. Old-school gas engines are quite wasteful, using only about 20 to 30% of their energy, with most of it lost as heat. Electric engines do much better, hitting 85 to 90% efficiency, but they come with downsides like slow charging times and batteries that wear out over time. The water engine lands in a sweet spot with around 60% efficiency, better than gas, not quite as high as electric, but with some major perks. One huge advantage is its range. While electric cars often leave drivers anxious about running out of power, typically offering 200 to 300 miles per charge, the water engine, powered by hydrogen's high-energy punch, can match or even beat the distance of a gas-powered car. Imagine a road trip where your car only puffs out water vapor, and you never have to stress about finding a charger. So, what's the secret sauce that makes this water engine so special? Unlike electric cars that take ages to charge, this one refuels fast, just like filling up at a gas station. That speed, combined with its planet-friendly design, has the potential to totally shake up the car world. And here's the real kicker. It's a superhero for the environment. Gas engines release tons of carbon dioxide, about 4.6 metric tons per car each year, contributing to climate change and dirty air. The water engine, on the other hand, leaves behind only water vapor, meaning zero pollution. Switching to this tech could eliminate those nasty emissions entirely, giving our planet a much-needed clean break. But the benefits don't stop there. The water engine doesn't just cut carbon dioxide. It also eliminates harmful nitrogen oxides and tiny pollution particles that clog up city air. Cleaner air? Yes, please. While electric vehicles, EVs, are also kin to the planet compared to gas cars, they come with baggage. Mining for lithium, cobalt, and other rare metal for batteries can seriously damage ecosystems. Plus, if you're charging an EV with electricity from dirty coal or gas plants, you're not helping the planet as much as you think. Hydrogen fuel cells are another clean option that only produce water, but making hydrogen often involves natural gas, sneaking carbon emissions back into the mix. And storing and transporting hydrogen, the water engine, tricky, however, since it's so light, the script with its reverse electrolysis tanks. By using renewable energy like solar or wind to make its hydrogen, it can become a greener and smoother champion in the clean tech game. This means a water engine's entire life cycle, from start to finish, is much gentler on the planet. And here's a bonus. It could save you money over time. Regular gas engines need constant tune-ups, oil changes, and exhaust repairs, all of which add up. EVs are simpler, with fewer parts to fix, but replacing a worn-out battery can hit your wallet hard and have its own environmental impact. The water engine, by contrast, is built lean and efficient, offering a promising and sustainable alternative for the future. The water engine comes with some major practical advantages. With fewer moving parts and tough components like durable fuel cells, it requires less maintenance, which means more cash stays in your pocket. As the technology improves and more people jump on board, water engine cars could become cheaper to produce and more affordable to buy. Imagine driving a super clean, low-cost ride that's easy on both the planet and your bank account. That's the kind of future this water engine could speed us toward. Of course, switching to water engines won't be cheap or easy at first. It's a massive leap that would require building an entirely new network of refueling stations for water power or modifying existing ones. This would demand huge investments and close teamwork between governments and companies. But here's the big upside. If we pull this off, we could finally break free from our dependence on oil, leading to steadier fuel prices and potentially fewer global conflicts over oil. On top of that, this shift could spark a job boom, creating new opportunities in manufacturing water engines, building stations, and maintaining the system, opening the door to an entirely new world of work. That said, moving from gas guzzlers and electric cars to water engines won't be a walk in the park. The entire car industry has long been built around fossil fuels, from factories to gas stations, so making this work means rethinking everything. The good news is we're not starting from zero. Decades of experience with hydrogen fuel cells, including how to store hydrogen and design fuel cells, gives water engines a valuable head start, potentially helping the technology roll out faster. So, what's next for Musk's water engine? Will it drive us into a cleaner, cooler future, or will it run into too many roadblocks? The car world is buzzing over Musk's big reveal. Big players like Toyota and Hyundai, who have been backing hydrogen power for years, are paying close attention. Toyota has its Mirai and Hyundai has the Nexo, both running on hydrogen fuel cells. Toyota's leaders are cheering Musk on, seeing it as validation that hydrogen is indeed the future. Hyundai, while excited, is taking a more cautious stance, acknowledging there's still a long road ahead to make both hydrogen and water engines work on a mass scale. Experts are divided on the impact of Musk's move. Some call it a genius leap that could speed us toward a greener future, while others remain skeptical, questioning the practicality of the idea, from efficiency to the challenge of building a reliable refueling network. Meanwhile, social media has exploded with reactions. Tesla fans and curious onlookers are hyped about the promise of a cleaner, smoother ride that could help the planet. But not everyone is convinced. Some skeptics remember Musk's earlier criticism of hydrogen tech and are wondering if this water engine can really materialize quickly. They're asking, where are we going to fill these cars up and who's footing the bill? One of the trickiest hurdles ahead is the need to build an entirely new refueling system. Right now, gas stations are everywhere, and electric vehicle charging spots are multiplying rapidly, thanks in part to Tesla's own push. Tesla has a plan, but hydrogen stations using their know-how from mostly limited to places like California, Japan, to upgrade and existing stations for hydrogen, like elusive, and develop brand new ones dedicated to water engines. Since water engines it's a massive undertaking that will require similar to their fuel cell money and tight collaboration. Few hydrogen stations government do exist companies Tesla to ensure drivers can refuel, but to make this wherever they go worldwide. But the big questions remain: stations will be how fast can they pull this off, and what will it cost in terms of cash and logistical headaches? As Tesla races to roll out its water engine, safety is also a top concern, since hydrogen, while super clean, comes with its own challenges. Here's your full text turned into smooth, readable paragraphs. Underscore. Hydrogen is super clean, but it's also highly flammable, so handling it safely is crucial. Since the water engine uses hydrogen, Tesla is tackling those risks head-on. They've developed advanced storage tanks designed to tightly contain hydrogen inside the car, built tough to handle pressure and prevent leaks. Tesla is also rigorously testing everything to make sure it's safer than safe and meets all major global safety standards. They want to make the water engine something people can trust. But will customers buy in? Tesla will need to convince the public that it's no big deal, and maybe adding a few extra safety steps could help win over the skeptics. There's also a legal maze to navigate. Tesla has to jump through a tangle of rules and regulations to get this water engine on the road. Rolling out water engines worldwide is like solving a massive puzzle, since every country has its own laws about producing, storing, and transporting hydrogen. It's a complicated challenge, but Tesla is on it, talking to regulators around the world, handling loads of paperwork, and running tests to stay compliant as the rules evolve. It's a big task, but one they're determined to get right. Still, what works in one country might not in another, and it remains to be seen if Tesla's go-getter approach will help water engines catch on everywhere. Looking at the bigger picture, hydrogen fuel cells already have impressive range and quick refueling, emitting only water vapor, super green, but hydrogen is tricky to handle, needing special systems for storage and transportation. Water engines offer a fresh twist. They create hydrogen on demand, reducing the need to store large amounts of volatile gas. Plus, they work well with solar or wind power, making them extra eco-friendly. The challenge? They need a lot of energy to start up, which can eat into their efficiency. Still, the future looks both promising and complex. Car makers are eager to cut emissions, and governments are backing them with strict green targets and juicy incentives. How quickly people adopt water engines will depend on improved technology, more refueling stations, and public acceptance. Early on, eco-warriors and tech enthusiasts may lead the way, but as the tech becomes sleeker and more affordable, analysts predict water engines could capture a big slice of the car market within the next decade. If Tesla can make water engines efficient, what will it take for water engines to truly shake up the transportation world? Into the mainstream? How will they stand up, especially with strong partnerships with governments and ride the wave of green energy? To understand that, let's take a quick spin through engine history. Back in the late 1600s, the steam engine emerged, thanks to pioneers like Thomas Newcomen and James Watt, powering trains, ships, and factories during the Industrial Revolution, a total game changer. Fast forward to the late 1800s, the internal combustion engine arrived, with inventors like Nikolaus Otto and Rudolf Diesel developing the four-stroke and diesel engines that became the backbone of modern transportation. Over the 1900s, these engines got upgrades like turbochargers and fuel injection, boosting performance and cutting some emissions, dominating roads, skies, and seas. As concerns about pollution and fossil fuel depletion grew, the race for cleaner engines began. By the late 20th and early 21st centuries, electric vehicles, EVs, appeared, and Tesla, led by Elon Musk, supercharged the EV movement with powerful batteries, extended ranges, and widespread charging stations. Before the water engine came into the spotlight, innovators were already exploring hydrogen fuel cells. NASA used them in the 1960s to power Apollo spacecraft, proving the tech's potential. But everyday use faced hurdles like hydrogen production, storage, and refueling. In the early 2000s, biofuel engines had a moment, with excitement over renewable fuels like ethanol and biodiesel. However, growing the crops needed raised concerns about land and water use, along with potential food shortages. EVs also had early struggles in the 1990s, with models like GM's EV1 offering electric power, but suffering from short ranges, high costs, and a lack of charging stations. It wasn't until lithium-ion batteries and a robust charging network came along that EVs really took off. Each of these past technologies taught important lessons Musk is now applying to the water engine. One key insight: you need the right infrastructure. Hydrogen fuel cells and early EVs struggled without enough refueling or charging spots. Musk's smart move is leveraging Tesla's supercharger network to add hydrogen refueling. Problem solved. Another lesson is about energy efficiency. Biofuels sometimes consume more energy to produce than they delivered. Musk is addressing this with the water engine, optimizing reverse electrolysis to split water and mix hydrogen and oxygen as efficiently as possible. So, where does the water engine fit into history? It's like the next chapter in the story of engines trying to save the planet, learning from past efforts to propel us into a greener future. Musk's water engine is the latest star in the quest for cleaner, greener transportation, combining the best ideas from hydrogen and electric power while fixing their weak points. But Tesla isn't the only player in this game. Companies like Nikola Corporation are going big on hydrogen-powered trucks, making serious moves in heavy-duty transport, which could challenge Tesla, especially for long-haul applications. BMW is exploring hydrogen fuel cells with sleek prototypes and ambitious plans, potentially competing with Tesla in the luxury market. Don't overlook Rivian either. This electric vehicle upstart, backed by giants like Amazon and Ford, could pivot toward water engines if the trend takes off. Teamwork will be the secret sauce for water engine success. Tesla has a track record of teaming up and collaborating with top universities could supercharge their hydrogen research. Partnering with tech titans like Google or Apple might bring advanced software or AI, making water engine vehicles even smoother and smarter. One of the coolest parts of the water engine is how it pairs with renewable energy. Through electrolysis, electricity from solar panels or wind turbines splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. The system could even stabilize the power grid, all
when
with solar or
no
wind
carbon
produces
emissions.
surplus energy on
It's the
bright
dream
or breezy
team for
days.
clean energy.
Water engines
Imagine
get
your
stored
home
as
solar
hydrogen
panels
generating
later,
hydrogen during the
when
day
energy
while you're at
demand
work.
spikes or weather
Then
conditions
using that
shift,
fuel to cruise
that
around
hydrogen can be
guilt-free.
turned back into power
Or picture
or
wind
fuel,
farms generating
acting like a
electricity
giant
for
backup
your
battery
lights
that
and
keeps things
hydrogen
steady
for your car.
and makes renewable
This combo
energy more
of clean
reliable.
energy and
If water
eco-friendly
engines
travel
go mainstream,
could completely
they could be a
transform
game
how we
changer for
use
planet.
power. By cutting fossil fuel use, they'd slash greenhouse gases and air pollution, giving us cleaner skies, healthier communities, and a happier Earth. Pairing them with renewable energy could accelerate the shift to a world running on green power, inspiring more green hydrogen projects and refueling networks, and dramatically reducing the environmental impact of travel and energy use. A win-win for a sustainable future. Elon Musk's water engine has the potential to shake up how the world fights climate change. As countries race to cut carbon and meet green goals, this clean tech could spark sweeping changes. Governments might step in with subsidies or tax breaks to build refueling stations and promote green hydrogen. They might also offer perks to drivers who buy hydrogen-powered vehicles or fund research to improve the technology. All this could speed up the global transition to renewable energy and make water engines widespread. For drivers, water engines offer a huge upgrade. Unlike gas engines that rumble and roar, water engines run quietly, like electric cars, smooth, peaceful, and far less noisy for everyone nearby. They're also zippy, with fast acceleration and instant power, making driving fun while keeping things eco-friendly. As the tech improves and costs come down, combined with government incentives and low fuel costs, water engine cars could become surprisingly affordable. But cars are just a start. Tesla has even bigger dreams, eyeing water engines for planes. Picture jets fly on hydrogen, dramatically cutting aviation emissions. Ships could get on board too, using water engines to reduce ocean pollution. Even heavy industries, which consume massive amounts of energy, could switch to this green alternative, slashing their emissions in a big way. From roads to skies to oceans, water engines have the potential to transform how we power the world. And that could change everything.